Hey, we're streaming. My hair's all poofy and stuff. That's always fun. Here, let's just go ahead and do all the things I gotta do. Oh god, I clicked on the wrong thing. Can't be having that. Everyone. And what else do I need to do? I think that's about it. I guess we'll take out the spectrogram, because everyone loves the spectrogram in the corner. It's the talk of the day. Check this out. Check this out. I made a VST, and by made I mean I didn't really do anything. I got it to say hello world, which was like already kind of there by default. Check that out. Ain't that cute? So cool. Okay. In today's live stream, I don't really know what I'm gonna do. Realistically, I should work on my EP that is coming out, because check this out. My single just got released. Look at that. There's a single, and it's released, and it's on all of the streaming platforms. That's so cool. So go listen to it. One other person who's watching right now, I see you. I can see you in the chat. I'm talking to you. Right at you. Okay, what are we gonna do? I want to make, I don't know, ambient music or something. That's what I want to do. So let's do it. Let's get it fucking done. We're gonna do it in 23 Ito, because oh, I scared him away. Now it says one person watching, who's me. Shouldn't have talked to him directly. Amateur mistake. Why does you'd expect, like, if you add reverberation, you'd expect it to not add any frequency content, right? Like we got a single sine wave. Now the click for me clicking off it obviously is gonna add, it's gonna operate as an impulse for the impulse response. But I feel like it's still adding other frequency content. Oh well. Oh well. So we got what? This is like dominant 7th chord, kinda. Oh Lord. Oh, it's a mess. What do I want to do? Just take these notes here. And arpeggiator. I guess we could do probability arp. I never use this. Okay, that was, I mean, that was fun. Like kind of a jam. I don't know. This is alright. It was just meditative. It was fun. I suppose I should try to be productive. Yes, we're gonna be productive. That's fine. Let's here, let's take a look at my notes and then see what I need to do. All right, this is done. In fact, this song literally just got published to streaming platforms. That's right. If you go and type my name into streaming thing, it should, yep, new song, brand new spanking song. It's on all the things. Go listen to it. Yay, shilling. Go shilling. So good. I love marketing. Yeah. So yeah, this is done. I need to mix this song, and this song, and this song. Let's find here this guy. Yeah. This guy right here. I'll work on this for a bit. And then while this loads, this camera guy. Yeah. Ableton crashed. That's lovely. Hey, what's up, Doman? I don't know those words you're saying, but I'll like them nonetheless. This is a 2 chord? Yeah, it's a 2, 5, 1. No. Yeah, this is the Osh moves. Oh. One thing I'm trying to do lately is I'm trying to memorize like just chord progressions or just like basic licks in like every every key, right? The one I'm doing right now is like a 2-5-1 kind of shindig, right? But it's just that you're like arpeggiating different chords each time, right? So this is the 2, 5, 1, but every single scale. And it's actually really been helping. Yeah, it turns out practice is good. VST, very strong. Yes, clearly the last letter stands for another acronym, and then the C in THC stands for another acronym. CBD probably. I don't know. That would make the most sense, right? Let's change that. Let's VST. I don't know what the fuck a VST actually stands for. No idea. Okay, finally this thing loaded. I think I overcooked the snare last time I worked on this. Let's assess. There's like a clipped thing on the very right speaker. I think it's like from the delay. I don't know where it's from. No, it's over here. Where the fuck is it coming from? Yeah, the very, very ending, like, it's like a distorted thing on the very right. I think that's better, mildly. Right. It's this guy. Can we just like stop clipping just for that note? Yeah. I kind of like bringing that back in, but let's have you alternate swapping like every something like that. And then this guy, yeah, we're just gonna keep bringing this guy back out. I think that's better. You can also just draw this in. Kind of fun. It is kind of fun. I do like that. Can we, yeah, let's like clip it less right there. And then, what if we just like turn on wider to the absolute max? Also, hello, Alon Chera and Alien number 7. Welcome. Let's make the delay send go to silence at the very end. That's a solid ending. Now, the intro was kind of questionable. There's like a disperser somewhere, and I don't know if I like it. This guy. Yeah, we turn on M freeform phase right here. I don't know why you do that. I completely muted everything while chatting with someone. That's great. It does kind of work. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's just the fact that I can hear that it's dispersion like makes me want to change it. Like I want it to not be an obvious sound effect, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a problem, right? Just because I can like decipher what's happening doesn't mean the listener can. Now it sucks. Now it's an issue. Okay, but the plugin is also just straight up lying. Why does it say depth is at 0? It is not. I still feel like the drums are kind of overcooked. I don't know, man. I kind of like that. That's pretty fun. What's up, Exon? Oh, we're not making VSTs. I made a shitty Hello World VST. I'm trying. Okay. Here's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make a VST for vocal scrambling, right? It's called like voice inversion or whatever. Basically, it's used in like radio signals if you want to like encrypt a radio message, though it's like pretty easy to crack, but it's used in like World War II, where you have basically you take like every single frequency like above a cutoff and then you like invert it. So like everything above like 1 kilohertz gets inverted and reflected down 1 kilohertz, and so it sounds all garbled and fucking weird, and it sounds kind of cool. I think it's like interesting sound design. I can't find any VSTs or like Max for Life plugins or anything that does it, surprisingly. I'm sure I just missed something and I haven't figured it out, but I need to learn how to make VSTs at some point anyways, because like it's like an important fucking skill to learn, and I want to do audio like related programming shit as a career, so I definitely need to learn C++ and stuff. But voice here let's find a thing. Yeah, this is what it sounds like. So that's not a great example. There's a bunch of different ways you can do it. The constant clicking is one thing, where like every single time it clicks, it's changing the frequency, so like makes it more complex and more difficult to decipher. Where? Give me. Pretty cool. And then if you have a voice scrambler yourself and you listen to this, you can unscramble the audio, and so you can send messages and shit. So like, one, it's cool fucking sound design. Sounds neat. Two, you can encrypt messages and then the listener could be able to decrypt it. You could put a whole entire song through this thing and it'll come out all garbled and shit, and then you just, you know, run the song through a descrambler and then it's like audio again. I think that's an interesting premise. What the fuck? I'm not interested. Why the fuck do I have true crime in my recommended? Get the fuck out of here. No. Jesus Christ. Daniel Henschel's amazing though. he's the best. Yeah, no, it's cool. And then yeah, there's a bunch of different like methods doing like using different carriers and stuff like that. There's something called photo sounder. Instantly inspiring.
Over the years, there have been a few.
I mean, you can do that with Harmer. That's not really it. I mean, it's a cool thing, but unless they can do more than that, yeah, but I'm surprised I can't find like a clear example of this shit. Wait, what is this? Sailor Cry. Also, just like digging through radio signals is so cool. Wait. I love it. Like imagine you take a rap, like someone rapping, and then you just run it through that and put it over some like IDM drums or something. That could be so fucking sick. It's good fucking sound design. Analog voice encryption. What is this? Bro, it sounds like Animal Crossing characters. It's like data. I don't really know the full bit of it, but if you go on like here, let me find a thing. What is the thing called? I just know it from this guy's video. The very top of this, he's on this website. It's specific like web SDR
703 and 706.
Shut up. K3FEF. Wait, web SDR K3FEF.com. Is this just taking me to it? Okay, so straight up, you could just like, one, you know, if you have your own like radio antenna, you can like listen to a bunch of radio signals and stuff like that. But fuck, I just got rid of it. I hate it here. History, this thing. Okay, the premise is there are websites that allow you to listen to shortwave radio from like different locations, and then you can just like listen to sounds and then record it and record sound design, and it sounds fucking sick. Like, This is good fucking noise music, you know? I don't know why nothing is showing right now. There should be visuals to look at. Nothing's working. There's...
who are there because of...
So you can start getting like voice scrambling just by like being nearby other channels. You can start hearing sidebands. Again, I don't know why the fuck I can't see anything though. It's kind of bumming me out. You can also find like number stations and stuff like that where different like intelligence, like government agencies are like broadcasting out encrypted messages for agents living somewhere. It's very cool stuff. How there are 133 servers active. So each of those servers, I guess you're listening to like a different radio antenna and you can just like listen to whatever you want on there. So like here, this is in Brazil. There you go. And this is just all like data. But how to make the band bigger? So like you can see there's some data just got shot up there. What the fuck? So someone's communicating in Morse code, you know?
Yankee 2 Kilo Sierra Sierra
Yo!
repetidor em VHF.
Was that a number station? So I think that might have been a number station, honestly. Probably not. I mean, they're pretty rare to just stumble into. But like, for anyone who doesn't know, number stations, yeah, they're just like broadcasted radio signals that are usually on loop. So like they'll broadcast like once a week or once a month or something like that, at a very specific time in a certain area. And they're just encrypted messages, and there's no way to figure out how they work because you need like a one-time pad, which is a type of encryption technique. And here's just a recording.
5, 7, 4, 0. 1, 9, 8, 3, 0. 2, 9, 3, 6, 0.
Pretty good. Kind of bangs. Ooh. Anyways, ironically, listening to radio it's good. It's fun. Good music. And sometimes like it'll like randomly play like certain songs, and I guess each of the songs has like a different meaning for whoever the intended listener is. All neat. Let's go. And then I know there's like communities of people who like hunt and like record and like keep record of number stations. So it's just like a fun little hobby to like try to find broadcasts and figure out when they repeat and like what the messages are. And if sometimes like certain messages will just like repeat forever and have been repeating for like 50 years. It's all super cool. How did I get here? How did I get? Oh, voice scrambling. Yeah. So, anyways, I wanna try to make a voice scrambling effect. I guess you might be able to like loosely recreate it with like here. Like if we look at voice scrambling, just the Wikipedia page. Simplest form of voice inversion. Frequency P of each component is replaced with S minus P. S is the frequency of a carrier wave, done by amplitude modulating the speech signal with the carrier, then applying a low-pass filter to select the lower sideband. I don't understand how the fuck this would... Oh! Oh! Wait, this is actually so easy. Wait, can you just do this in Ableton? Oh, wait, I can't amplitude modulate. I guess I can use ring modulation. How would I do this? Because this only goes up to 90 hertz. I mean, ring modulation is pretty damn similar to amplitude modulation. So what? Ring modulation, you're multiplying by the straight up the signal, right? And then amplitude modulation, you're multiplying by a positive version of that signal, right? Is there a way I can like combine shifters and do like some weird rack bullshit to create an amplitude modulation thing? Is my question, right? Because like, here, let's think about this. Yeah, ring is bipolar. So ring modulation, you know, you got ring modulation. It multiplies the signal by the positive bits and the negative bits. So if you have some other signal, right, what happens? Like this is your ring modulation thing, your carrier, and this is your modulator. I don't know, whatever. This is your actual signal. You're going to multiply all the bits. So the sum or whatever, the product is going to be like that, right? It's going to get negatively or positively rectified because this is going to be the negative part times the negative part, so it gets positive, right? If this was something like that or whatever, then when this goes through, this part will remain unchanged. I mean, it'll still get smaller over here, so there's still that like kind of bit of amplitude modulation, I guess. So Oh, just drawing this is actually a fucking nightmare. And then when we get here, then we invert. Oh god, ignore me. Okay, just whatever. You get the premise. You get the premise. Anyways, the question is, yeah, so maybe I want to rectify or shift the modulator above 0. I mean, I can use... I know there's a Melda device that lets me rectify stuff. M ring modulator. That's it. I mean, this just lets me rectify stuff. Wait, M ring modulator can also just turn into amplitude mod. Oh, wait, no, it's so easy. It's so easy. Oh my god. Fellas. It's the easiest thing ever. This is going to multiply the thing by a negative wave, right? When it's over here, polarity gets inverted. So if you just parallel process this with the dry signal, it's just going to turn into amplitude modulation. Because the inverted polarity is just going to cancel out. So it's actually super easy. So we just parallel process the ring modulator with the OG thing, and then it should just be fine, right? So like here, let's find a vocal You
think?
Here, let's just take this guy. Right. Wait, I don't even need to I could just use the shifter just by itself. It doesn't even need to be in this rack. Get the shifter out of here, and then just like set the dry wet to 50%.
You want me to talk? 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 You want me to talk?
Right? Something like that.
You want to do projects that are inspiring and that make. You want to do projects that are inspiring and that make.
And then, let's get an EQ8. We just need to put a low pass filter, it says, but we need like an extreme cutoff, I suppose.
You want to do projects that are inspiring and that make people excited about the future. You want to do projects that are inspiring and that make people excited about the.
And then we are gonna map you against you, you against you. And then this guy turns into that. Only trace I found of an actual voice scrambler was by a company named Forefront. Yeah. No, I think we can just make it actually enable to. I think it's a lot easier than I thought.
Inspiring and that make people excited. You want to do projects that are inspiring and that make people excited about the future.
But how is this gonna? How can you de-scramble? That's what confuses me actually. How does de-scramble the thing? I mean, there's a bunch of different ways to do it, obviously. So the rolling code inversion thing, I was showing an example of that earlier. We hear like clicking constantly, and that's the carrier frequency changing constantly. But the simplest form, amplitude modulating the speech signal with the carrier, then applying a low pass filter to select the lower sideband. Because when you amplitude modulate something, you get a negative and a positive sideband. Right? And so if you have a bunch of frequency content and then you amplitude modulate it with a high signal, all of the frequency content is going to be shifted down. All right, we're going to basics. Amplitude. Give me the equations. Give me the equations. I remember learning in trigonometry in high school. We were doing like proofs with like cosine and sine functions. People were like, when the fuck am I ever gonna use this? Well, guess what? I'm using it in this extremely niche application. Okay, side bands. Give me equations, motherfucker. Please. Okay. This These are the side bands. Oh, it's terrible. Maybe there's amplitude modulation side band. Give me something straightforward. There's probably something easier. Here we go. This is cute. Carrier frequency. Then your modulator is going to be the carrier plus the modulator and carrier minus the modulator. I guess this would be easiest to understand if I was using like a wavetable, right? Let's get a wave table. And then let's just use a triangle wave. So there's just a couple harmonics, right? Then we take this guy, put you on you. Ow. So off. Thought you were a triangle. Jesus, why are you... Oh. Why is it so distorted? Oh, I guess I have, like... some crazy shit on my master? I'm just surprised at the amount of harmonics coming out of this. Oh, it must have been, like... it must have been a tiny bit above 0. There we go. There we go. Okay, okay, okay. So yeah, that all makes sense. So if we look at voice inversion, amplitude modulate the speech signal with the carrier, then applying a low pass filter to select the lower side band. Wouldn't I have to know what the frequency content is of the modulator to know where to apply the low pass filter? Right? Because like in the case here, if I want to select only the lower sideband, I would have to put the cutoff right where the sine wave is, right? Or I suppose I can just put the cutoff wherever. Well, no, this doesn't make any sense because there's the sideband starts where the frequency content is of the input signal, right? Envelope follower? No, it's not about. I mean, technically it is about amplitude, but no, it's not. Like, an envelope follower wouldn't. We're working with like the spectral stuff. Yeah, I don't understand what the fuck. Oh, actually, I had this on. I don't know. I need maybe there's a better. Oh, great. One of the only references here. Where is number 2? Software is available to restore the original voice. What is the software? Allows you to find the voice inversion frequency of radio walkie-talkie scramblers. You can only find frequencies if you give it a signed 16-bit PCM mono. How's it work? I thought you can invert it. You can like re-invert it just by passing in the same thing again. That was like somehow my interpretation of what was going on, but I don't know. Voice walkie inverter. I might be giving up in a second. voice inversion radio.
Hyvää iltaa. Eduskunnan
like that. It's finished. Why is it scrambling when it's scrambled already? Okay, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't understand how you can apply a low pass filter in such a way to cut off the lower side bands. That doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, this could just be like maybe it's a faulty Wikipedia thing. This is from citation from 1924. Is this literally just the fucking Wikipedia article again? No. It kind of is. I think it literally is. Okay, so there are two locations for this. This thing is cited. I Google it and it takes me to the Wikipedia page and a carbon copy of the Wikipedia page. Oh, maybe I found it. It's a patent. Download PDF. Turn sidebands relative to the carrier. Yeah, but I think it's relative to both, right? Or I guess, so like if the carrier is a voice, then that's a fuck ton of frequency content. So how would I would, that doesn't make any sense. Where would you put the low pass filter if you're working with a whole spectrum of data? The cutoff would be at the carrier. Am I mixing up carrier and modulator? Like here, in this example here, right? Like it's all coming from the sine wave, and the sine wave is the carrier, right? Am I going crazy? And amplitude modulation is the carrier. No, the modulator is the thing that is amplitude modulating. Isn't the carrier constant? I mean, in this example. All right, I'm looking up carrier versus modulator in amplitude modulation. The modulator is the thing that's the modulator is the LFO, right? Analog modulation signal is impressed on the carrier. Amplitude modulation, which the amplitude strength of the carrier wave is varied by the modulation signal. Yes, so the carrier is the frequency content. In this case, it's just a sine wave, but like, if I'm using a sawtooth wave, where would I put the low pass filter here? At the fundamental? I don't think I would put it at the fundamental. Because then you're still missing content. So if you're scrambling a voice and the voice is a bunch of frequency content, I don't know, I'm not understanding something. I'm missing something important here. Where did I... Oh, here, this is from the 1920s. 1920. Sick. Let me get some water real quick. Hydrated. All right. We're deep diving. And the input is modulation at about the carrier frequency. So my understanding is the carrier is the audio that you're modulating, and then the modulator is like how fast you're amplitude modulating the thing, right? That's my understanding of what's going on. All right. Be it known that I, Hendrik Johannes van der Bijl, subject of the King of Great Britain, god damn, had a king, residing in New York and the County of New York and the State of New York, have invented certain new useful improvements in high-frequency signaling. Okay. Invention relates to signaling by high-frequency electrical oscillations or waves along wire or through space. More particularly, it relates to a system for modulating high-frequency oscillation. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, God. Oh, this is a lot, actually. This is more than I anticipated. According to the present invention, at the maximum negative value of the low frequency input wave is made just sufficient to reduce the modulated high frequency oscillations to zero amplitude. In other words, thank you, because I don't know what the fuck I just read. The picture of the low frequency oscillations as shown in the envelope of the high frequency oscillations just come down to the zero line, having none of the picture. Okay, I need to look at a picture. Like this here, low frequency thing. Okay, this is saying this is being modulated. I think that's what he's saying, right? If the carrier is constant in modulation with the input signal produces sidebands relative to it. In that case, it's obvious that you put a low pass relative to the stable carrier. But if we're modulating a voice, we're trying to scramble a voice such that you can descramble it. The carrier is not stable. It's a voice. It's going up and down and crazy in pitch and stuff, right? So like what I did here is I put the low pass filter with this, but this is the modulator, and thus it won't work. So like here, you know, it's a sawtooth wave at, I don't know, some frequency. I would want to set the low pass filter like that, right? We'll even duplicate this. So instead of ×4, this is like a ×8 filter, right? And then I turn on this. We only have 4 harmonics that have been scrambled from this entire thing, when there's way more than 4 harmonics in the signal. We lost so much information in there. Now, maybe it's intended to have some information loss, but again, that's dependent on me knowing the exact frequency of the input signal. Maybe that's how it's supposed to work. Maybe you use pitch tracking or something, but in that case, I feel like it should fucking say. Who is this guy? Oh, he's got his own Wikipedia page. From South Africa. Oh. We're going on in a weird rabbit hole right now. I don't know what's happening. Okay, let's go back to this patent from the 1920s. Wait. Let's go. Let's find, because I found voice inversion, method system for radio signaling. The citation, applying a low pass filter. Okay. Let's just. I think we can just Control F in here. Fuck. No, dude. Okay. All right. Fellas, I'm not going to read this. In many cases, the carrier slash modulator are completely symmetric, and the names reflecting to the function and not the actual process. Just try thinking the other way around. Like, assuming like I have the carrier and modulator mixed up. How do I descramble it? I don't think it's even possible to descramble this. That's what doesn't make any sense to me. Radio descrambling. How the fuck does that work? Alright. Telecommunications, the scrambler is a device that transposes or inverts signals that otherwise encodes a message to make it unintelligible unless you have a descrambling device. Scrambling is accomplished by the addition of components to the original signal or the changing of some important component. So yeah, I was reading about this earlier. Sometimes like they would add, like let's say you have your message or your broadcast, you would add a fuck ton of white noise to it, but the white noise is actually a recorded sample that the person that you want to receive the broadcast has that same sample, and they combine the broadcast with the white noise in it with an inverted polarity version of that white noise sample, and then it would cancel out the noise and you hear the broadcast, right? Like that's an example kind of like encryption or scrambling, I suppose. I guess that's not scrambling, but okay. A blog about signals programming music, descrambling split band. Simple. Oh, this might be totally what the fuck I want. Okay, I don't like the website. That's bad, but that's fine. Voice inversion is a primitive method of rendering speech unintelligible to prevent eavesdropping. Read about it. So, simple ways to reverse it in a previous post. Voice inversion. Okay, no, that's the Wikipedia page. A de-invert. Scrambling tools. Voice inversion. Yeah. How the fuck does that work? Well, actually, I know there's that one YouTube video of this guy who like talked about how to like rotate spectrograms, or like how to rotate a signal spectrally, and it involves using a convolution plus a frequency shifter. And so you would like convolve a signal with a sine wave sweep that like sweeps up, and then you would frequency shift that down at the same time, and then somehow magic happens with the convolved signal sweeping upwards, and then the frequency shift is signal sweeping down, and it rotates spectrally the whole thing 90 degrees, and if you do it 2 times then the whole thing inverts. But I'm sure there's a much easier way to do it. Oh, they talk about it right here. Whole spectrum inversion can be achieved very easily in the time domain by multiplying every other sample by -1. What? This is equivalent to amplitude modulating a Nyquist frequency carrier. Okay, that makes sense. The upper sideband will get inverted and nicely overlaid with the lower because of symmetric folding. Why the fuck does the shifter have a 10 kilohertz limit? Okay. Max for live frequency shifter. Smart frequency shifter. Just give me a better one. $20 kilohertz. Modulator. I guess I'm just gonna get this. This is for 10.0.1. Hopefully this works. Give it. I don't even know what the MIDI send and receives are for. Oh god, what's happening? Downloads. Extract. Gib. It. Okay, so hold on. Let's just make sure. Okay. This only goes to 1 kilohertz, but what's great about that? I'm gonna open this in Max. Edit in Max. Okay, we're gonna edit this Max device. I think I might get it for each frequency in the signal. The lower sideband is the carrier minus the modulator. Yeah, but where would you put the low pass filter then? Would you have to have a unique low pass filter for every single like harmonic? That doesn't make any sense. Oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about. See, this is what my Max programming looks like. I love this shit. Okay. Do that and that. Oh yeah, this is absolutely what my shit looks like. Oh no. Oh god. Okay, presentation mode. We need to find. Oh wait, can I just oh, beautiful. Let's just what? Well, what's the Nyquist frequency? We're 44.1, right? So 22.050. I think that's what we want to do. Where's Max? Negative 22.050. 22.050. I think that's good. Save. Modified. For each frequency in the signal, you put the low pass filter at about the stable sine signal, which would usually call the carrier. I mean, that's assuming I'm using a sine signal input, right? I'm supposed to use the amplitude modulation, not frequency. Wait, isn't a frequency mod? No, I was gonna say, I know you can make frequency modulators, or frequency shifting comes from amplitude modulation. You like literally just exclude the lower sideband and you only have one single sideband, and then it's just amplitude modulation with some DSP shit to get rid of a sideband. Okay, anyways, that was a waste of time because I don't want to figure out how that works. Max for live. Wait. All right, no, I'm getting so distracted. Do I even want to invert a signal entirely upside down against the Nyquist frequency? I mean, I do, but that's not what I'm here for. Okay, in a digitally sampled signal, you multiply every other sample by -1. Right. Symmetric folding. There's a Wikipedia article for that. I also wanted. Oh God, help me. Oh yeah. This is aliasing. Yeah. Okay. Because the whole spectrum is inverted, sampling rate has to be chosen. Approximately match the signal bandwidth. Slight distortion will still remain unless the chosen Nyquist frequency perfectly matches the inverted zero frequency of. Okay, so there is always going to be degradation loss. I don't understand. Unless the chosen Nyquist frequency perfectly matches the inverted zero frequency of the signal, or the inversion carrier as like. My brain is frying. What did he create? I don't know. No idea what's going on. For example, consider a piece of scrambled audio that seems to have its highest frequency components at 4300 hertz. We need to sample the audio at a rate of 8600 hertz and multiply every other sample by -1 to get intelligible audio. Yeah. Right, but this is all assuming we're doing this thing, where you're inverting it against the Nyquist frequency. I mean, if you're just doing it against the Nyquist frequency, then I don't know, man. I'm so confused. What if we put low pass filter first? And then wait, bring that back out. I mean, I don't know. It still kind of has that sound, but
You want to do projects that are inspiring and that make people excited about the future. You want to do projects that are inspiring and that make people excited about the future. You want to do projects that are inspiring and that make people excited about.
what if we have two of them? Bam.
You want to do projects that are inspiring and that make people excited about the future.
And you still can understand what he's saying, though.
You want to do projects that are inspiring and that make people excited about the future.
Not exactly what I want. It sounds kind of similar, though. Like, I'll give you that. Okay, we begin with a fake scrambled message. Then the easy descramble comes on with a 1000 hertz error in the selected sample rate. Then the easy descramble with an error of 300 hertz. And the difficult method with a spot on. So they're using multiple different methods. And then I guess the last method is harder to do, but if you know the exact carrier frequency, then it sounds the most clear. That shit hurts. Hold on, let me open this so I can turn the volume down, because I can't do that.
Last sight is below 900 feet. We still got a target on him, but it looks like he's low level. Okay. Okay? All right, good. That's Cactus 1549, 1549er. 1549er. What airline is that?
Okay, so the good method gave you this thing, and it gives you upper sidebands, and then you have to just filter out those sidebands, and this is
1549er.
this is the okay, I'm still pretty confused, but I'm kind of stupid. Oh, just try rearranging the letters in his words. That would also work. Literally scrambling the voice. Yeah. I guess I could try here. If resampling is out of the question, we can also multiply the samples with a sine wave oscillating at the seemingly highest scrambled frequency. Oh, this is for, yeah, descrambling techniques. Well, I guess I want to know how to descramble something. Wait, didn't this guy say I talked about scrambling earlier? Didn't I just look at that? I feel like oh, it was this thing here. Yeah, okay, this was the previous post, and it brought me to that. Okay, yeah. That article is just entirely on different techniques to reverse it. Okay. I'm piecing together all the things in my brain. It can also, okay, how do I, voice inversion simply works by inverting the audio spectrum at a set maximum frequency called the inversion carrier. Okay, frequencies near this carrier will thus become frequencies near 0 hertz and vice versa. Makes sense. Resulting audio is unintelligible. That's good. Like that's some good shit. I don't know. Oh, it's got like this crazy vocal fry kind of to it. No. De-invert the thing he's marketing or something, because it's 8 preset carrier frequencies be activated with the -P option. Algorithm behind de-invert can be divided into 3 phases. Pre-filtering, mixing, post-filtering. Mixing means multiplying the signal by an oscillation at the selected carrier frequency. By an oscillation. Okay, yeah, that is ring modulation or amplitude modulation. Pre-filtering is necessary to prevent this lower sideband from aliasing when its highest components would go below 0 Hertz. What? Pre-filtering would stop the aliasing? I thought you'd... Okay, let's see what he means by pre-filtering. This operation is its own inverse, like rotation 13. Rot 13, for anyone who doesn't know, is when it's like the most basic way to create a cipher, and you literally just like rotate every number in the alphabet by 13 letters. So A would be rotated to whatever the 13th letter in the alphabet is, and the 13th letter in the alphabet we get rotated to A, and everything else does that. Yeah. So okay, split band inversion, this is the algorithm. Split band scrambling method adds another carrier frequency that I call the split point. It divides the spectrum into 2 parts that are inverted separately. Where did you find this, Alien? This is good. This is literally exactly what I needed. Inverted separately and combined, preventing ordinary inverters from fully descrambling it. Right. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. If you are using 2 inverters, then you're going to have to require 2 descramblers to unscramble it. Single filter inverter pair. Man, I was like going to work on music, and then I just totally got sidetracked. Single filter inverter pair may already bring back the low end of the spectrum. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Descrambling it fully amounts to running the inversion algorithm twice with different settings for the filter and mixer. Right, you need to descramble it twice with 2 different descramblers. The problem here is to find these 2 frequencies. I don't really care too much about descrambling at the moment.
Thank you for your interest in CML's voice scrambling products. Thank you for your interest in CML's voice scrambling products. Thank you for your interest in CML's voice scrambling products. Thank you for your interest in CML has been a leader in voice scrambling. Our fixed and variable split band voice scrambling ICs have been used in products all over the world.
There's a variant of split band inversion where the inversion carrier changes constantly called variable split band. Yeah, I was reading about that. I'm less interested in that. So explicitly, the algorithm is he not explicitly saying how he's doing it? Because he wants to sell the thing? I mean, that would make sense. I don't even know if he's selling it. It's just on GitHub. Oh, no. We're getting deeper. Frequency, frequency inversion is not encryption, is very easy to decode. It was a toy, should never used for security purposes. I like toys. I mean, I could just use this, but no, then it would be a pain. I want to make a plugin. Yeah, D-invert is free on GitHub. Yeah. Yep. Let's see. I'm pretty bad at C++. Yeah, it's like straight DSP shit. Oh. Lord. I need to know about buffers and whatnot. Is this doable in... I presume this is very doable just in like an Ableton rack. Inverting this audio spectrum at a set maximum frequency called the inversion carrier. Frequencies near this carrier will thus become frequencies near 0 hertz and vice versa. Right. So if we have this set to 1 kilohertz, obviously any signal at 1 kilohertz is going to be sent down 1 kilohertz and then gets sent to 0. I understand that intuitively. That makes sense. I have so many windows open. Where the fuck am I? Oh my lord. Right. So, okay, I read this. Pre-filtering, mixing, and post-filtering. Mixing means multiplying the signal by an oscillation at the selected carrier frequency. So this is the actual amplitude modulation that creates the sidebands. This produces 2 sidebands. The lower one, frequency inverted. Oh. Wait, okay, I think I'm finally under... You want everything... Okay. If this is playing at 1 kilohertz, frequencies that are above 1 kilohertz are going to get sent down close to 0. I was thinking about just like shoving all the C++ into ChatGPT and see if it could like tell me what to do, but I think I can figure it out just from the written stuff. Okay, so all the frequency content above 1 kilohertz is going to get sent down 1 kilohertz, right? All the frequency content below 1 kilohertz is going to be sent down to 0 and then reflected back up. And so everything below 1 kilohertz gets inverted. So I understand now. Do you have any idea how to... Do you have idea to learn how to make a VST? What I'm doing right now is having my hand held by ChatGPT and crying as I'm trying to piece together and learn C++. I suck at C++. From what I've read, learn C++, and then learning VST development is a lot easier. You could also just try to learn how to make VSTs in Juice, and then that will teach you C++. I'm trying to do that right now. I'll just tell you that it's a hard learning curve. Yeah. It's just, I just need to not be demotivated. I've learned plenty of like really hard things in my life. It's just that I keep like, this is like my second or third time trying to do it, and I keep just kind of giving up after like a day. I need to not do that this time. You know, it's just like a repetition thing. You keep throwing yourself at the thing and then it gets easier. That's just how learning curves work. Okay, so I think I understand now why we are filtering at the same frequency. Oh my god, I didn't even fucking set the EQ up right. So the shifter goes between 10 hertz or 1 hertz and 10 kilohertz. Well, this one is locked between 10 hertz and 22 kilohertz, so they weren't even aligned. So let's just set both of these to be aligned. Now they're both playing. Now they're both doing the same fucking thing, at least. Oh my god, I understand it now. I understand everything. Okay. This is actually not that complicated. Oh my lord. This is painful. Okay, so yeah. So all now what I've done, let's turn that off. What I've done is everything below here gets inverted entirely. And then I'm cutting out everything above it, because that's going to end up creating like excess noise, right? Coding. Yeah, I know Python really well, but C++ I am terrible and I really need to learn it.
Projects that are inspiring and that make people excited about the future. Projects that are inspiring and that make projects that are inspiring.
Is that really how it works? Why can't I hear everything? I mean, what I'm saying right now is I should have inverted literally... Oh, wait, we can still hear the original signal. Because this leaves behind the original signal plus the sidebands. So do we just add like a polarity inverted thing at the same time? Is that going to delete the original signal?
Projects that are inspiring and that...
That does not.
Projects that are...
Wait. Plus that.
Projects that are inspiring. Projects that are inspiring and that make people...
It's not working. Okay, we're going back to this. Turns out I don't understand anything. Pre-filtering is necessary to prevent this lower sideband from aliasing when its highest components would go below 0 hertz. Wait, I thought that was the point. Do I not understand anything anymore, actually? Here, what it's doing is original audio, filter it first. It wants me to filter it first. Oh, I think I get it, question mark. It's like the 10th time I've said this.
Projects that are inspiring and that make people excited about the future.
It's not doing it. I mean, that sounds pretty decent. So we look at this diagram here. We cut out all the high frequency stuff. Then we do the thing, and this creates. It takes all this stuff on the lower. It's gonna frequency shifts the upper band up. So this is all this shit frequency shifted upwards, and then the lower band gets reflected across the 0 hertz. And to filter the invert, same as the modded signal. I think that's what I just did. And then you end up cutting out that, which is now what I have done. And now what I'm curious about here is, are they doing amplitude modulation or ring modulation? That's now where I'm lost. Because when I'm just doing amplitude modulation, I'm pretty sure I'm right here, is if you mix, this is ring modulation, if you mix it with a 50% dry wet signal, that turns into amplitude modulation. When this is ring modulation sounds... Okay. Ring modulation sideman's equation. Oh god, just give me the equation. How... Amplitude modulation just creates the sidebands, plus or minus the modulator frequency, right? Like that one's super straight, super easy. Okay, none of these pictures are decent. Sometimes you can like trust that it'll create something cool. What's the fucking difference between... Well, like, what's the equation difference between ring modulation and amplitude modulation? I think you get the same sidebands. Wait, here they said they're multiplying frequencies. You have Portal 2 Let's Plays. Ooh, Portal 2 custom maps are really, really good. I got really into them for a little bit. Yeah, I do like puzzle games. My brain is cooked. I can't think. Just give me the fucking formula. Do we trust the AI? No, the AI is terrible with formulas and numbers. Oh, just Gib. I don't fucking know. Let's open this thing back up. I'm getting worse and worse by the second. Okay. Pre-filtering, I did that. Mixing, yep, that's when we add. Did they explicitly say if it's ring modulation? No. They don't explicitly say if they're using amplitude modulation or ring modulation, but I imagine, I mean, they just say multiplying the signal by an oscillation at the selected carrier frequency. That's ring modulation. This creates two sidebands, but they both do. What is the fucking difference? And amplitude modulation, the original carrier signal is present alongside. Whereas in ring modulation, the original carrier and modulator signals are suppressed and only the sum and difference. Okay. Yeah, okay, so it's ring modulation. That makes so much sense. Everything makes sense now. Ask AI to find you a primary source for the question. I don't trust the goddamn robots. Even though I just trusted it for that. The robots are pretty good for like basic like science and programming stuff and DSP. Okay, this works. This is it. Now, how would we descramble this? Right? So we call this the scrambler. Right? We need to descramble it. We need to reflect it back over the same axis.
You want to do projects that are inspiring and that make people excited about the future. You want to do projects that are inspiring and
you just apply the thing again?
You want to do...
Here, let's look at this again. Wait. Into top.
You want to do projects that are inspiring about the future.
Right, that makes sense. It's at the same frequency, but I want to. Is there a way to restore the high end stuff? I don't think so. I think it is just lossy no matter what. You just like ask it to find you a link to a science paper that answers the question you want. Oh, does it like search Google itself, or is it just like relying on its like, you know, hallucinatory bullshit where it just like starts citing things that don't exist? What kind of plugins are you into making? You think of a ring modulation plugin? I just wanted to create a voice scrambling plugin because I think it would be like, I mean, obviously I clearly don't understand haven't understand the DSP of how it works yet. But just like a VST where you can like just choose between different settings, different types of scrambling algorithms. I think that could be cool. Yeah, to use the axis, yeah. So I guess, yeah, people just do use carrier and modulator kind of interchangeably, and that's really fucking annoying. Yeah, OpenAI searches if you use a search function. You can click the link. Yeah. Okay, so is there a way to restore the high-end frequencies? Let's go, now that I understand actually some of this goddamn article. It took me so long. I'm gonna blame me streaming and reading things out loud on me taking longer to understand what the fuck I'm reading about. Okay, descrambling. Where's this thing? Operation is its own inverse. Yeah, we can apply it again in intelligible speechback. De-invert can also be used as a scrambler by just running scrambled audio through it. No, I guess there's no way to recover the original signal because we filtered out or in the very beginning anyways. That makes sense. That makes sense. Oh, I didn't even get to read Doman's message. Trying to learn plug data. I need to learn C++, just like as like a career thing in general. Like it's something I desperately need to learn and should have learned a long time ago. So, yeah, definitely. Okay, so yeah, there's no way to recover this because I literally filter out the OG signal in this. What was I reading originally that said I need to use amplitude modulate? I think it was just Wikipedia. I think Wikipedia was telling me I need to use amplitude modulation. Right? Media voice scrambler. Amplitude modulation to speech signal, then applying a low pass filter to select a lower sideband. Yeah, no, it's fucking ring modulation, not amplitude modulation, because then it's still, if it's amplitude modulation, then you still hear the original voice. Okay. I have to say, I think me suffering through this has taught me a lot and will cement like facts about ring modulation versus amplitude modulation in my brain. The whole information should be in both sidebands, actually. What do you mean? Because we filter out, we cut off everything above a set frequency. And then we reflect everything at that cutoff, both down, which inverts everything, right? So everything below this gets inverted, and then we also get a copy of this frequency shifted up. And then we cut off the thing that's frequency shifted up. So we're just left with the inverted upside down signal, right? Then, after that's done, my brain. Then we just do the whole process again. We have an upside down signal, right? We cut everything off above this. There's nothing there even to cut off because we already filtered it out. Create two sidebands. The lower sideband ends up inverting back to the normal size, and then we cut everything off. We cut off the copy above. You just select just carrier minus modulator with a low pass. Carrier minus modulator equals a modulator. Yeah. Bright side, you got a really good voice scrum. Yeah, and I mean I learned in the process. So like actually beating my head over it and then having to fully understand what's going on. Now I understand ring modulation better. Plugins you want to make? Well, they'll only be private. I mean, I would sell them or put them on my Patreon or something. Is the idea, because I need to like one, I need to make plugins so that I need to get better at programming and have projects so that I can like beef up my resume so I can actually be like hireable, because the job market is absolutely fucked. And while I have some internship experience and I have a master's degree, it is not enough to stand out at all. Two, I need to like make money at some point, and I'm unemployed, and so potentially getting like lucrative with making plugins or something, that's a cool idea that might be far out in the future. It would be fucking sick if I could, live off of music related stuff and not have to crunch numbers for some like hell organization, So ideas like that, a mix of like live streaming, Patreon donations, making sample packs, selling VSTs, playing shows, you know, because like if you want to make a living, I feel like as a musician, you need to like diversify your income in like a ton of different ways, and so I think that's like one potentially good way. Plus, it also just gives me experience that I could potentially work at a hell organization, you know, so people can play low price. Yeah, I would also like put it on like Gumroad or something if I make it, but again, it's all dependent on if I actually can fucking do it. Yeah.
You want to do projects that are inspiring.
So this is pretty cool. I'd say only real issues. The only issues, we can't. I want it to go all the way up to 20 kilohertz, and I don't think there's a way to do that. Oh wait, I can just duplicate it.
You want to do projects that are
It didn't work. Why not?
inspiring and that make people excited about the future.
Why did duplicating this break it? I ring modulated. Oh, because it's not frequency modulation. I just ring modulated the same thing again. And if I ring modulate the same signal twice, right? I took something that when it gets multiplied against this, it becomes like positively rectified, and then I multiply it again by that, and then I get the same thing again. That makes sense. Okay, so you just ring modulate again, it undoes everything. And I guess also if you think about it on in terms of frequencies and side bands, the lower side bands
that make people excited.
The lower sidebands would get shifted back up to be a higher sideband. But wouldn't you get even lower sidebands? How would that work?
You want to do projects that are inspiring and that make people
Okay, I mean, this is pretty cool. It do be working. Alright, now I'm gonna check max for live ring modulator. I just want to get a 20 kilohertz ring modulator. Someone. Wait, didn't I just get this part frequency shifter? Can I just, oh, like it's already set to ring modulator. So if I take this guy and put it here, here. Let's duplicate the scrambler. So here's the modified, I changed it in max MSP. Such that I can now move it like 20 kilohertz, which is obscene. Map it to this. Let's do 0 to 20 kilohertz. And then you 0 to 22 kilohertz. 10 hertz to 22 kilohertz. So this should do the same gosh dang thing. Let's mute this guy. Oh my god. Right, let's bring back in. I must have broken something when I... that's the zipped file, kill me. Must have broken something earlier. Yeah, it works now. So why the fuck does it not?
inspiring and that makes
Sounds cool. Okay, so again, edit in Max. Let me just stop it. Open. Inspector is same thing I did before. Let's make it 0 to 22,000. Right. Save as modded 2. No, that just breaks it. It just fucking breaks when I do that. That's so annoying. I think I just give up on that. Whatever. It doesn't need to perfectly invert. It sounds neat enough. Right, like it wouldn't sound any better if it was all the way up at Nyquist, right? And there's no interesting processing, I think, that I could even like do. So. Oh. Okay, so now let's take the voice scrambler and put it on my song. And put it over here. I guess there's nothing really that can make you stop the fact that it's going to create like piercing, painful signals. Well, that's mostly because the sub bass is so dominant and powerful in the mix. So if I do that. I mean, I'm a long ways away from actually making VST successfully, but like it would. I'm pretty sure Juice, which is the like C++ thing for making VSTs, is like a pretty streamlined way for making them compatible in a bunch of different OSs, as far as I know. I don't know. I don't like how it gets weirdly wide there. Oh yeah, 100%. So the reason why. Wait. The song I made yesterday in yesterday's live stream, which was let's find it. Where the this guy here. I was inspired by like voice scrambling stuff as like a texture kind of thing, and I just took random vocal chops and then applied ring modulation to it, just because I was like, oh, it sounds like ring modulation, the voice scrambling. But turns out it literally does apply ring modulation, because what I'm hearing is I guess the reflected lower sidebands. So that's cool. And I was also inspired by, I don't know if I can find the song, but where the fuck would I find it? Somewhere in here, maybe. There's like just really cool glitched up scrambled like vocals used as like percussion throughout it. I can't find it. Yeah, I can't find it. Well, now, okay, so let's go back. Now that I actually understand more of what the fuck's going on, this Wikipedia article could be better. I guess this isn't that bad. I had some misunderstandings. They should call this ring modulation, though. I could edit it. Maybe I'll become a Wikipedia editor. That would be fun. So I know, yeah, there's more advanced versions using, yeah, rolling code voice inversion. That's where you hear the clicking. So like here, let's go back and find voice inversion radio effect. Right, this one here. Like you can literally hear the like oscillating. Hey, what's up, Cam? It sounds like there's like pitch wobbling everything, so it sounds kind of funny. So I suppose you can like emulate that if you were to just like turn up. What the fuck does this even do? Yeah. Oh, but this isn't going to work because we need to also apply... We can use an LFO. We can just use an LFO. But I guess if we want to make it even more obscure, we can take an LFO and then have the LFO modulate that, and then you need to... I crashed Ableton. It's great. How can you play audio from Windows Media Player and Ableton at the same time in Windows? Do you use another better driver? I'm straight up just using I'll show you. I'm not using my audio interface really, because when I'm live streaming, I can't use my audio interface and direct send out audio to myself and also through OBS. So it's just all kind of coming out of desktop. My audio interface, for the most part, what it does is it lets me play my synth. It connects to my speakers. I'm just not using like ASIO drivers and stuff like that. Anyways, so I guess like what are all the voice scrambling just that same thing? Is you're just inverting with a whatever it's called?
Raz, dwa, trzy. To jest scrambling. Nic się nie da zrozumieć.
Yeah, there's always gonna be, there's no way to restore that upper frequency stuff, which that's a bummer. Well, what is it called? Rotating spectrograms. Yeah, this video is fucking nuts. This guy's crazy. He's crazy with it, but effectively,
You can actually rotate sound in a spectrogram. Purely only for looks. It is not practical for anything.
it is practical. You can do really, really cool shit if you apply audio effects to it. So if you apply like, I mean, he explores it in later videos, but this whole thing is really, really fucking cool. Oh, it's a she, her. Used the wrong pronoun. Where? "90-degree rotations, spectral here, effects and watermarking." Like,
while this was playing. So I had the automation here and I was automating a frequency shifter as this was going, and then afterwards it produced this.
So they took the sound, rotated it 90 degrees, applied a frequency shifter, and then rotated it back 90 degrees in terms of spectral shit, right? I guess we should hear what the original thing was.
4 times, or instead, you can rotate the output signal. Happens.
Right. So that sounds fucking awesome. The problem is doing this takes ages. It takes a long fucking time. This is another thing I want to make a VST to do. And people have talked about doing that. Someone's probably done it at this point. And people have made like Python scripts and stuff where like you chuck a thing in there and then it like rotates at 90 degrees like really, really quickly, but you still have to like interface with the Python thing, and if you could get it all working within the DAW, that could be super, super cool. But
Straight Y in
delay's fucking weird because you rotate it 90 degrees, it delays out, and you rotate it back in, and then it sounds like Redux because it creates these like evenly spaced in the logarithmic or like in linear frequency time domain bands, and it sounds super inharmonic and weird. Right? Just a lot of weird shit. What does reverb sound like? I forgot.
low end information, and then it contains the basic reverb does free obscure sounds like reverse information. You apply frequencies.
So go, give me it. That's interesting. That sounds really, really cool. anyways, that premise is interesting. That also involves, you know, inverting frequencies to some degree. And the way that you do it, yeah, is you use a convolution reverb. And then at the same time, no, that's too much of a pain to do right now. Here, let's yeah, Ableton crashed, so let's make sure and see what broke. Everything broke. Love it. It's super cool. Let's fix all the things that are broken. And then I'm getting real tired. It's like, yeah, it's 1:30 in the morning. I spent the whole fucking stream trying to figure out how to combine a ring modulation with a low pass filter. But you know what? It was productive. I learned something, okay? And I got a new effect. New cool sound effect. Voice scrambling. How cool is that? Oh, I remember the thing I wanted to do. We're gonna do this again. Okay, so you take an LFO. Will you crash again? It'd be kind of funny if you did. Alright. And then this LFO, I guess it would be just, let's just map the LFO to you.
You want to do projects that are inspiring and that you want to do projects that are inspiring and that make you want to do projects that are inspiring and that make people
So I think the idea is, since this is synced to the grid, if I duplicate this and Ableton doesn't crash, this should undo it.
You want to do projects that are inspiring and that
it doesn't undo it. That, I wonder why. You expect it to perfectly undo everything, right? Oh, I think it's because, well, one, we should have only one shifter, not two? Why the fuck are there two shifters? This moves it over in the time domain a little bit. I think the shifters... Wait, no. That only happens if it's set to pitch shift.
You want to do projects that are inspiring and that make people excited about the future.
Well, I mean, it recovers some of the signal, but I think it offsets this somewhere in the time domain a little bit, so then this isn't going to be perfectly matched up.
You want to do projects that are inspiring and that make people excited.
It's mostly there. Now, this is also, you're still going to get the wobbling in the high frequency range no matter what. So that's unavoidable. There's still going to be that filtering, like an auto filter wobbling, but here, let's LFO. Yeah, if they're not tuned to the same thing, then you can't understand it at all.
You want to do projects that are inspiring and that make people excited about the future.
Let's set that to 50. Right, and then we set this to 50.
You want to do projects that are inspiring and that make people excited about the future.
Right? Pretty cool. I can record, this is not audio. Yeah, see, my driver type is just MME DirectX. If I set it to ASIO, you can't hear shit. Input device is just going to be my snowball microphone. So here, we can record myself speaking, and then we can encrypt it, and it can sound all spooky and weird and cool. Yeah. Right. Here, we can record myself speaking, and then we can... And then if you want to decrypt it, you need to have... you need to know the exact frequency as well as the rate of the LFO and the range of the LFO. Here, we can record myself speaking, and then we can... Here, we can record myself speaking. So this is, it's offset by 1, 2. Here, we can record myself speaking, and then we can... Here, we can record myself speaking. Here, we can record myself speaking, and then we can... So the range of the LFO doesn't need to be exact. But like here, if we smear the phase, yeah, if the phase is off at all. Sound all here. We can record myself speaking, and then we can encrypt it. And it sounds all here. We can record myself speaking, and then we can encrypt it. Yeah, if the phase is like 5% off, it starts to become like not audible at all pretty quickly, which is pretty cool. I think that's neat. Here, let's set this to ramp up. And then turn off smoothing. Right? And so if you want to decrypt it, then you gotta get an LFO doing the exact same shit. Let's make this ramp up, turn off smoothing. Here, we can record myself speaking, and then we can encrypt it, and it can sound all spooky and weird and cool. Yeah. That's pretty fucking neat, I think. Alright, what did Alien send me? Spectral rotator. Yeah, that's in that guy's videos. Yeah, the whole GitHub thing. And I played around with it. Well, I made my own spectral rotator in Ableton. Here, wait, let's save this. Do I not have the newest version? It's not. I made a spectral rotation rack in Ableton. Let's make a new project file. The problem is it takes, if you want it to sound good, it takes like 50 seconds to render a thing out or to rotate it. And then it takes like 50 seconds to rotate it back. It's kind of a pain in the ass because it requires, you have to do a convolution sweep, and then you have to do frequency shifting to like frequency shifting being automated over time to end up rotating the thing spectrally. And that all ends up consuming like 20-30 seconds of time, and you have to do it again, and it's just a fucking pain. And then not only that, but the longer the convolution is, the higher the fidelity is, because you're going to lose information. Well, do I have, yeah, spectral rotator. I know I haven't opened this in like a while, so yeah, I use a bunch of frequency shifters. I don't really remember what the fuck happened to my convolution reverb. It looks awful. Okay, I think the Ableton update fucking broke my modified convolution reverb, which is a bummer. Yep. Okay, never mind, it doesn't work. None of it works. Okay, it's whatever. Here, I guess let's take... Let's take the voice scrambler, and then let's just put in on all these sounds. Yeah, I gotta explore ring modulation stuff more. It's pretty cool. Okay, all right. I'm tired. This is a weird stream. It went where I didn't expect it to go. Oh, I guess before I go, I have a song released on all the streaming platforms, except SoundCloud and Bandcamp. I haven't done that yet. I'll do that in the morning. But go look me up on like Spotify or whatever. There's a new song. So cool. All right, I'm going to sleep. I'm tired. I'm leaving. All right, this is fun. Take care, y'all, and have a good rest of your day or night or whatever it is. Yeah, take care.